Welcome back, guys, to Purpose and Power. I'm Renelle Brooks, your host, and we are continuing our 3-part mini-series, Build What Heaven Put in You. I'm so excited to be finishing up this mini-series. I hope that it's added value to you guys' projects, your ideas, your businesses, things that you can implement right now strategically to be able to focus on what God has called you to do. You were not called to drift. You were designed to build. So the 3-part mini-series is for purpose-driven leaders, visionaries, faith-filled founders who know that there's more to their business and their calling. In this series, we walk through with the process of discovering your why, identifying the problem you were uniquely designed to solve, and mapping out your vision with strategy and faith. So part 1 was uncovering your why. We went beneath the surface to connect the dots between your passion and your past and your purpose. Your why isn't just about what you love. It's about what you are called to do. In part 2, we talked about how you're the solution. So what's the problem? Your purpose is always tied to a problem. We discussed the wounds, we discussed the wisdom, and we discussed what you're wired for in that episode. And so we flipped the script and we helped you define the need you're meant to meet, the audience you are meant to impact, and the legacy that you are meant to leave. And today we have part 3, divine downloads and strategic steps. Now that you have the clarity, it's time to build with vision. And in this final part, we're going to talk about how to turn revelation into strategy, because God-sized dreams require both faith and a blueprint. So as we delve into this, the dream in your heart deserves a structure. Vision is actually strategy plus surrender. Today's episode is the blueprint for building. You've identified your why. You found your problem that you were called to solve. Now it's time to give your vision legs, because the dream without a plan is just a wish. You were created to walk it out. You already have a purpose inside of your heart that God has given you. So now you just need to map out the one you already have. And sometimes that's where people get stuck. And that's where Purpose Inc. comes in to assist. You may have so many ideas, because let me tell you, God will download as long as you are willing to go into his presence, to pull down from heaven, hear his heart, understand what he wants in the earth. He will continue to download. And you may feel like, oh my gosh, I have so many things to do. I don't know where to start. I don't know how to accomplish this. But when he gives the dream, when he gives the idea, he also brings the strategy. So it may be as simple as doing these steps in this mini-series that get you a clear start. As I said, the mini-series is just simple, practical ways that you can do things right in your own home that can get you moving. So I always say that there's so many dreams in the hearts of just wise, courageous people, but implementation is where the magic happens. And if you have not implemented, or you have not moved on the dreams and the things that God has put in your heart to do, consider this process. This mini-series is easy, practical steps for you to get started, for you to move forward and just begin to do what you were created to do. So today we're going to take your purpose and we're creating a clear, inspired blueprint to build it out. From vision casting to mind mapping, I'm going to walk you through some simple steps that will assist you in getting started. Because clarity isn't just power, it's provision as well. You guys, this is one of the main things that I work on with my clients is clarity. And I talked about this in, I believe it was part 1 or part 2, but clarity is so key. When you have clarity, then the people around you, you know how the scripture says, write the vision and make it plain. And we'll talk about that a little bit later, but make it plain. Make it plain. Write the vision and make it plain so that the runner that reads it can run with it. So the person that's going to help you, the team, the people that are going to come alongside of you understands what you're doing. And that can be, like I said before, it can be donors, it can be sponsors, it could be employees, it could be investors. It could be board members. If you don't have a clear vision, we can't expect others to have a clear vision if we are not clear. So they won't be able to run with what you want them to do to help you along in this process if your vision is not clear. This is one of the main things that people falter on, is not having a clearly defined identity, vision, brand, understanding of what it is that you are doing in your business. Most people fail because of lack of vision. They fail because of lack of clarity. They see the dream in their head, but they don't know where to get started. A simple way to start is by developing a vision map. So we're going to talk about mind mapping. When you were a kid, you did brainstorming. You would put starburst and other things. You would put something in the middle and then draw branches out to it. Mind mapping is the same concept. It's a visual tool that assists you in clarifying your thoughts and helping you to organize complex information. So pull out a sheet of paper or your digital whiteboard, and at the center of it, write purpose or big dream. Then I want you to draw 4 major branches. One is going to say message. And on that one, we're going to talk about what truth are you proclaiming? What truth are you proclaiming? And it's going to become clearer. The second branch is going to say mission. Mission. Who are you serving and why? And we talked about the why in the previous section. The next one is going to say methods. Methods. How are you delivering transformation? Is it a service? Is it a product? Is it education? How are you delivering the transformation that you wish to see with this problem? The next one is monetization. How is it being funded? How is your solution going to be funded that you want to bring in the earth? So let's break this down. And I'm going to use me as an example. Let's say your dream is to assist women in discovering their purpose. So your message might be, you're not stuck, you're being prepared. So that would be your message to the population, the community, the organization of women that you may be serving. Your mission could be to help 100,000 women rediscover purpose after loss. That could be your mission. Methods. You may say, okay, I'm going to do a podcast similar to what I'm doing here. I may be doing coaching similar to what I do. I'll have online programs also and live events. That's the way that you're going to bring that transformation. That's going to be your methodology. Lastly, monetization. How are you going to monetize this? How are you going to be able to bring profit? How are you going to be able to pay for it? And it could be through your book sales. It could be through digital courses. It could be through speaking engagement. So these are just an example of some of the things that you could do if your mission or your big dream was to assist women in discovering their purpose. So when you lay it out like this, you stop spinning in circles and you start really building focus. It kind of narrows your mind down and helps you understand, like, okay, if I can do this in bite-sized pieces, then I can develop a clear plan. And obviously, more complex plans, more complex ideas and purposes develop more complex strategies to be able to handle it. So this mini series is a simple way that you can get started if you are stuck with thousands of ideas in your mind and you don't quite understand how to put things together. And so that's why I did the mini series. And specifically for individuals that are doing projects and small businesses that just don't know where to start. People that have a business idea just don't know where to start. This is a very, very basic level. And trust me, we will get into more complex things that need to be done if you have a whole organization on the nonprofit side, if you're doing a global mission effort, what needs to be done and broken down in that regard. But I wanted to start with purpose and power at the foundational level because it does really start with the individual. It starts with the individual and then it moves into the idea or project. And then from there, you move to a business if that's what you plan to do, or an organization. You may have a nonprofit. So kind of keep that in mind as we go through and you watch different episodes. And I will try to separate them out so you can go directly to what it is that speaks to you. So I want to talk a little bit about Habakkuk 2:2, and it says, write the vision and make it plain. Write the vision and make it plain. That means vision is not just prophetic. It is practical. And that's why I'm giving you practical steps for you to begin to implement. You begin to build out that structure for your idea, your project, for your business, for your organization. This is the very basic level. And the word also says, and I talked about this before, faith without works is dead, and works without vision is wasted. You could be doing a whole bunch of stuff and don't have a vision, don't have a plan. What does it mean? It's not going anywhere. I'm going to give you a free download of a mind mapping template in the show notes, and I want you to start to draw out your framework. What does your dream look like 5 years from now? Now we're getting into my strategic planning and what I do and what I help people build out. So this really excites me, you guys. So what does your dream look like in 5 years? Who are you helping? And what's the path to get there? And I want you to remember this. Do not edit yourself. What do I mean by that? Okay, I'm also an author or writer. So what I learned in writing is do not take my pen off the paper as long as the thoughts are flowing. So as long as the Holy Spirit is giving me downloads, I keep writing. It doesn't matter if it's organized. It doesn't matter if it makes sense. I can organize it later. But I just keep writing. And that's what I mean by don't edit yourself. Don't edit yourself. You may need 4 or 5 papers for this mind mapping strategy with this mind mapping tool. You may need several pieces of paper. Do not stop until you feel a break. Keep going. Keep going. Allow God to keep flowing through you at what He wants you to do. So guys, now you've got the vision. Now it's time to make it real. Share this template, share this idea with your team or a mastermind group or your purpose partners, people that are lifting you up, people that are becoming alongside of you. This exercise is good to do by yourself, but it's also good to do with a group of people. The same with the other ones, the journal prompts and the problem tree. Working together with a team of people makes it so much better because you have diversity there. You have individuality there. You have different gifts and talents. You have different ideas. You have different backgrounds that come with different input. So working together as a group, you may have a group of friends that all have their own ideas, but as you work on it, the other ones can contribute and add value and think of things that you would not even have thought about. So it's really fun to do this on your own, but it also can be done with a group of people. So I suggest that you get some of your purpose partners and friends, some of your business collaborators, and even your employees to sit down, work through this mini series to begin to make an impact and begin to build out this foundation. So, guys, until next time, keep walking in purpose and making a great impact. I really, really hope you enjoyed this mini series. And don't forget to download your free Uncovering Your Why journal prompts, your problem tree template, and your mind mapping template in the show notes below. I have put all of them in this particular episode. You're welcome to go back and listen to or watch all of the rest of the episodes and share this entire mini series with a friend to add value to their project or their business that they're walking in. You can find the video to this podcast on YouTube. And then the audio is also available on other platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Spotify for Creators, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. Everything will be in the description below. I'm Renelle Brooks, and this is Purpose and Power Podcast, where your faith meets strategy and vision turns into impact. Till next time, we'll be starting another topic. Happy planning and have a wonderful day.